Hi, Rachel. Do you have a second? Your brother and I have something to tell you. Hey, Katie, of course. What is it? Mark and I are having a baby. I'm 3 months pregnant now. What? Oh my gosh, congratulations. We better throw a baby shower soon then. Oh, we're fine, thank you. I'm sure we'd be better off planning and celebrating for ourselves than leaving it to you. I'm sorry, what? I didn't reach out to you just to let you know that I was pregnant. I actually had a very important favor to ask of you. Once the baby in my belly is born, I'd like to ask you to never show yourself in front of us again. I need to make sure that our child doesn't grow up seeing you as a role model. Are you serious? So you're suggesting that we stop being family? Yes. I'm never going to get to see the two of you or the baby. Exactly. I'm sorry, it's been very difficult being around a high school graduate lowlife myself. And it's even more out of the question to be forcing my own child to be around one. So I'll be maintaining a good distance with you from now on. Wow, just wow. And before you even ask, yes, Mark 100% agrees with this. You know, I would even go as far as to say that he was the one who came up with the whole idea in the first place. That we should distance ourselves from you since you're a high school graduate. I'm glad that the two of us have felt the same way about this matter. You two have always treated me like this. You know that I wanted to go to college too. I had no choice but to start work because that's what our family needed. The company that your parents were running went out of business, right? I've heard that you were all struggling to get by for a while. Our parents were able to find different jobs after that and worked for years. That's the only reason why Mark was able to go to college, unlike me. Are you still going to make fun of me while knowing all of that? I mean, I do feel bad for you, but then again, a high school graduate is a high school graduate, and that's that. Society won't take into account why your educational background is the way it is. Seriously. Through my educated eyes, you people are all the same. And it hurts my eyes when I have to watch you uneducated people make all of these excuses as to why you were unable to get a proper education. It really brings out your lack of dignity. Why is it that the worse the educational background, the more excuses people have? I would never make an excuse if I was in your shoes. So what you're trying to say is, regardless of what I say, the words that come out of my mouth are still those of a high school graduate, so you don't care. Whatever, I get what you're trying to tell me. If that's what you want, then I won't show myself in front of the two of you ever again after your child is born. I was scared that you wouldn't understand me, so I'm glad you do. I'll be headed then. Goodbye!
Rachel, guess what? I now live in an apartment in the middle of the city inside a skyscraper. I'm officially on top of the world.
Oh, wow, that's great. Did you two decide to move in preparation to welcome the child?
Yeah, I read that the location at which you live significantly affects the child's educational outcome. I mean, you can see that it's true from me and Katie. We both grew up in the city, and now we're both graduates from prestigious universities, and work at mega companies. I'm sure our child is going to turn out as bright as the two of us, so we better make sure their environment doesn't drag them down.
I agree. I think it's important for a parent to prioritize education. I've also read that the location the child grows up greatly affects their drive towards achieving well in school.
Exactly! I mean, it's common sense that if you live with idiots, then you'll become one yourself. And in order to avoid that from happening, Kitty and I are raising our child in the best and brightest environment that we could provide.
That's great. Your apartment must really be amazing.
Yeah, it's the type of place that someone with an educational background like you could only dream of. I've heard rumors of celebrities living there, and apparently, it even houses CEOs and managers from all kinds of big companies. That's why the school that's built nearby is one of the best in the state.
Wow, the rent must really be expensive.
Yeah, the room itself is also really luxurious too. It's pretty spacious and has a great view. Sorry to show off like this, but I'm sure you can live somewhere like this if you can go ahead and graduate from college. It probably isn't too late. In fact, I'll invite you over so you can take a look.
You're inviting me over. I thought you hated people who aren't graduated from a nice college. Why would you invite me to your house?
As you've heard from Katie, you'll never see her or me again once our child is born, so I thought it would be nice to have a chance to say our last goodbye. And also, you'll probably never get the chance again, so I thought it would be a kind act to let you come over. I'll even let you take pictures to hang on your wall once you go home.
You know what? I'd love to go. I'm genuinely curious to see what type of luxurious place you'll be living in, so thank you for inviting me.
Of course! As the French once said, noblesse oblige. Let us nobles be empathetic for the poor. You know, Katie and I's total annual income has just exceeded $200,000. It sounds like a dream even to me. I'll show you a view that you'll never be able to forget.
Hello, Rachel. Thank you for coming over today. I always thought that the poor people never had the time or mental space to be wasting their time. But I guess I was wrong. Thank you for making time for us in your busy schedule. Do you never get bored of making fun of me? And you have something to say to me before anything else, don't you? What the hell was that? Why would you throw coins at me when I was leaving? I mean, you brought some gifts with you as congratulations for moving in, didn't you? Well, I was raised to always give back for anything given. We're never seeing each other again, so I thought it would be a good idea to give back to you right there on the spot. Give back. Do you consider throwing coins at me as giving back to me? Oh my, do you not? I thought that the cheap-looking flowers in the vase that you brought today were worth a few dollars. If I'm giving back something of the same value, then I thought a few coins would fit for that. How could you say that? You know, I've always expected you to be poor, but I never expected you to be this poor. I mean, who brings that kind of obviously cheap thing as a gift for others? Those flowers that you gave me made me sure of my theory. People who aren't educated properly have no choice but to become poor. I'd like to thank you for making me reassure myself that I'll never make my children become like you. I chose my present myself, just for the two of you. I heard that you two were moving into a nice apartment, so I thought some flowers in a nice vase would bring the whole interior together. That vase is an artwork that was made by a famous potter. I won't tell you the price because it's a gift, but it's a very nice gift and you should appreciate it. Whatever. You don't have to try so hard to make yourself seem like something that you're not. Through the educated eyes of my husband and I, we can obviously tell that this vase isn't worth anything more than a few dollars. Did you get it at Dollar Tree? Wait, let me guess. You just made it yourself so that you wouldn't have to spend money, didn't you? Seriously. However you got it, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm sorry, but my husband and I have already thrown away the flowers and the vase that you bought today. I see that you chose it yourself. But it just emits some sort of poor, malicious energy that we couldn't take. There was no other choice. I'm sorry. How rude of you. All I wanted to do was congratulate you on beginning a new chapter, and this is what you do in return? I've already gotten used to you making fun of my educational background, but this is just purely heartless of you. I can't take this anymore. Well, then it's great timing, isn't it? We're never going to see each other again, so you can hate us all you want. You'll never have to see us again, and we'll never have to see you either. I mean, I hope so, but I have a feeling that I'm going to have to see you again. What are you talking about? There's no way we're ever wasting another minute talking to you. We're officially strangers now, which means that you'll never be stepping foot in our house either. What a bummer. I'm glad that you at least got to see what a nice house meant for educated and rich people looks like. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I own this building. What? It's true that a lot of people who live here have great educational backgrounds, but it's not like I made that a rule as the owner. I don't care about where you came from as long as you're able to pay the rent. And I don't appreciate how you feel entitled enough to make the rules around here when I literally make them myself. I get that you're mad, but making obvious lies doesn't help your situation, honey. Whether you believe it or not, I own this building, and that's all there is to it. The room that you showed to me, as if you owned the whole world, that room is mine, and you're paying me to live in it. If you don't believe me, come on over to the top floor. You'll see the whole floor is my house. The whole top floor? You two looked so dumb when you were telling me that I'd never live in such a nice place. Every cent that you spend to live here comes to me, for God's sake. Are you kidding? How is that possible? In what world would a high school graduate own a building like this? You're lying to feel better about yourself, aren't you? You can even look at the papers that you signed to finalize the moving in process. You'll see that the room is under my name. Really? I don't care what you want to believe, but if you're going to keep trying to believe that I'm lying, then take a look at it and then bother me. I'll be going then. I'm still furious at the two of you. The coins that you threw at me will be going to donation, by the way.
Rachel, answer the phone right now. How on earth did you end up owning a building like this? This is impossible.
Looks like you finally took a proper look at the papers. How did you not notice anything when you were signing them, for God's sakes?
Even if they had the same name as you, I never thought it would be you. I just thought you had the same name as the owner by coincidence. I mean, who would think that it's their high school graduate sister that owns this place? You're supposed to be a poor lowlife.
Yes, I would be a poor lowlife if I hadn't worked as hard as I did.
What?
No matter how much the two of you would harass me, I stayed focused on my work and brought myself to this position. After paying off our parents' debt, I earned countless certificates to qualify for all kinds of jobs. One of the many jobs that I'd experienced was caretaking. On that job, I ended up working as a caretaker for a wealthy madam who worked alone in her mansion.
At a mansion?
Yes, I got sent there by coincidence at first, but she really liked the way I did things. She ended up scouting me to work for her personally, so I left my company and worked as her personal caretaker.
What kind of fairy tale scenario is that?
I took very good care of her until she passed away years later. In the end, it turned out that she left all of her inheritance under my name.
And you're saying that this building was part of that inheritance?
Yes, this is one of the many buildings and apartments that she left behind for me.
What the hell? All you had to do was take care of some rich old lady for a few years and you got all of that? That's not supposed to happen in real life.
Well, it did, and now I'm the owner of the apartment that you live in. The madam told me that she had to struggle quite a bit when she was younger, and that she was the same as me, a high school graduate. Because of that, her marriage got canceled and she was harassed at her workplace for years. She said I reminded her of herself.
The old lady never went to college either?
Isn't it amazing? No matter what the odds or what anyone else said to her, she still kept working towards her goals. In the end, she became the queen of real estate in this area. I mean, she was rich enough to hire a personal caretaker, so that says a lot about her wealth. I earned tons and gained a lot of inspiration in the last few years that I was by her side.
But why on earth would you hide that all from me? Not even Mom or Dad know that you have this much wealth, do they?
Of course Mom and Dad know everything about this. They were the first people that I told.
Really?
Yeah, I even suggested that they started living with me, but they said they're going to pass on the offer. That they were glad I was happy and that they want me to live my own life since they took so much away from me when I was young.
Then why didn't you tell me too?
Why did you think that I would even think about telling you? Do you not remember how many times you made fun of me for not having gone to college? I'm not bored enough to deal with you. Anyways, when are you planning to leave your apartment? I hope you're already beginning to pack your things up.
What do you mean? Why would we move out? We just moved here.
You wouldn't want to live in an apartment owned by a high school graduate, would you? I mean, solely judging by the way you and your wife persistently harassed me for years about my educational background, of course. Seems only logical that you move out to avoid paying such a person for living. Or do you plan on continuing to live in my apartment? Because if that's the case, then you probably won't be able to achieve your goal of never letting your baby see me. And besides, your pride as an elite probably couldn't handle the fact that someone below you is literally living on top of you, could you?
I don't believe this. I'm supposed to be the successful one out of the two of us. But even if it's below you, this room is still something that I worked hard to earn. And I paid tons of initial fees. I just can't move out right away. I even invited some friends to come check it out. I can't back out now.
Whatever, I don't care whether you keep living here or move out. As the owner of your room, the only thing I care about is that you pay me your rent. Well then, it's good doing business with you. Hey Rachel, I just had a quick question if you don't mind. Do you think you could give us a discount on the rent as the owner, or could you possibly move us to a higher floor for the same amount of rent? Is that even a real question? No, I won't allow either of those things. Come on, Rachel, aren't we sisters? I'm sure you could work something out for us. Please? How many personalities do you have? Do you think I'm just going to forget about the evil stepsister that harassed me for years? I finally had an epiphany. It's just wrong and stupid to make fun of people for their educational background. You couldn't possibly measure a person's worth with such a superficial trait. I'll apologize for every single thing I've done and said that offended you, so let's start over as besties. Seriously. Yes, aren't you glad to finally have the loving little sister that you always wanted? We should go and have some tea together sometime. I'm pregnant, but I'm still doing well enough to go out on my own. If you're so bored, then why don't you just go get a proper job? I'm sure your college degree would get you a decent job. Maybe you'll finally be able to quit your part-time job. What? I hate to break it to you, but I know everything about you two. As the owner, I have the right to check your annual incomes. You two have been telling me that you're elites who work for mega companies. $200,000 a year. Why the hell would you lie about that? I know that you two only make $60,000 a year combined, and you only have a part-time job. How? Where did you find out? I found out when the two of you tried to move in. I heard that the real estate company declined the two of you because of your annual salaries, and that you two were making excuses that you'd just been fired recently, and that you'd been making $200,000 a year until last year. Mark promised that he would be promoted and would make as much as he used to right away, right? And that you'd get a proper job as soon as you could. How do you know the exact lines of our conversation? You even showed them your student IDs from college, right? Do you really think student IDs from years ago mean anything at all in the real world? How? The real estate agency contacted me right away. And I said you can move in since it's all up to me in the end. All because I cut you some slack as your older sister. Really? But what do you do in return? Try to negotiate prices and pay less. I don't think I've ever met anyone as greedy as you. If you have time to be negotiating prices with me, then why don't you find a job? As you promised, go ahead and show that you're an elite. Of course, that's exactly what I'm planning on doing. It's just that I'm pregnant right now. And I heard that Mark isn't doing too well at his workplace either. Look, I don't care about the reason why you two ended up getting fired from your previous jobs. But you better keep every single promise that you made at the office. If you even make one delayed payment, you're out. Isn't that a bit harsh? I think it's great that you two care enough about your child to move just to give them a good learning environment. But biting off more than you can chew is never a good idea. I heard that preschools around here cost tens of thousands per year, and that's just the beginning. Kids cost more and more as they get older. What? Preschools here cost that much? Did you not look up the living expenses around here before moving in? I mean, we just thought that the living in the city would be enough. Breathing the same air and seeing the same sights as smart people is important in raising a smart child, right? Living in a nice environment won't automatically make your kids smarter. Isn't that common sense? I think the two of you should have a nice, long talk about the future. Compare your income with the living expenses around here and come back to me with an answer. Because things won't always go your way just because you went to a nice university. I found out later on, but the reason that the two of them got fired from their jobs in the first place was simply because they were bad at what they did. They would go around harassing people who didn't go to nice schools like them, but wouldn't do much work either and ended up getting fired. After a conversation, the two properly compared their earnings with their expenses. Told me later that week that they would give up their dream apartment. After that, I heard that they moved into a cheaper apartment. Sometimes I receive texts from Katie asking me to support her child's educational fees, and that they want to make their kids get into the top schools in the nation. But I just send pictures of the view from my apartment in response.
Mom, where the hell are you? Hello? Are you out shopping right now? What do you want? What do I want? I told you that I was going to be coming to your house today, right? I'm pretty sure I told you like last month I'd be coming. Oh yeah, that was today, wasn't it? Yeah, I just got to the house and you're not even around right now. Come on, Mom. Where are you right now? I'm over at Ruru's house right now. Wait, what? You're at Roy's house? Hang on, why are you at Roy's house right now? You remember why I was coming today, right? I said that I would be coming by on this weekend specifically because I wanted to bring by my fiancé. I know for a fact that I messaged you about it because I looked back and checked the messages from a month back. Oh, come on, Linda. Don't be so annoying. What did you expect me to do? I just wanted to see my adorable little Ruru. You wanted me to wait for you or something? You're just jealous. I know it. Your younger brother, Ruru, is so much more important to me. I made his favorite apple pie, just like he used to eat when he lived back with his mom. I took so much time and care into making this apple pie. You know how he's always just so busy working at that incredibly big company, right? unlike you, who's doing Lord knows what. That's why I made a really big pie for him, so that he could eat as much of his favorite pie that he wants whenever he wants. He deserves it, unlike some other people I know. Okay, sure, big man and big company needs his pie, but you promised me that you'd be free today, right? You said it'd be fine for like over a month. Yeah, you don't have to worry about bringing your fiancé by or anything. I don't really care about you or who you marry and whatever. None of that stuff interests me at all. I know that you have no interest in me, Mom. I figured that part out after living with you for a painstaking 18 years. I just wish that you'd at least keep your promise about the whole meeting my life partner. I know you don't really care about my promises, but... What is that attitude, miss? You act like I've made a habit out of not keeping my promises with you. You know that's just not true. You're lying again. Oh, you know I'm not lying. You really do skip out on my promises. Even when I was a student in school, you didn't ever come to my parents' day or anything. I know for sure you never showed up to my parent-teacher conferences. You always made it to Roy's, though. Is that really something that is surprising to you? What's the matter with taking the side of my valuable and adorable son? Unlike you, I want you to know that that boy, who has become a man, has always been better than you. Look at the facts. He was able to find employment at a huge corporation, right? I want you to understand something from my view. I don't have a husband anymore. I'm going to take care of the child that is going to look after me when I get too old to look after myself. And unfortunately for you, that child is definitely not you. You don't have to be so blunt. You don't even have to tell me about your fiancé. I'm pretty sure I remember him. He's that same guy that you used to go out with when you were in high school, right? The one from your clubs? The school that you used to attend is a really cheap private school that pretty much every bum on the street could attend. I don't really feel like I can expect much from your fiancé. Wait, don't you remember, Mom? You were the one that said that I should go to that high school. I didn't even want to attend that school, though. Well, yes, of course I suggested you go to that school. Realistically, I didn't want you attending a private school at all, but I had to make sure that our family looked elegant and classy. I wish you didn't even have to go to high school, to be honest. I had to save up money for Ruru and his tuition going forward. I wanted to set him up so that he had the best chance possible going forward, you know? But then Dad had to say something about how you had to go to at least a low-tier private school because he wanted you to get some form of education, so I had no choice. Yeah? And I remember when that same father passed away, you just yanked away my college tuition. Do you remember how you did that to me? You said that it was rightfully yours to keep, and you even kept all of his inheritance to yourself, which I'm assuming means that you're going to be using it to buy your stupid clothes. You ungrateful little bitch. You should realistically be glad that I decided to pay for even 2 years of your stupid college tuition. What a worthless education. Honestly, even after that, you worked at your silly little part-time job, which I don't even know how you managed, and paid off all your tuition your junior and senior year. You really should have just done that for your freshman and sophomore years, too. Then, I might have been able to save more money so that I didn't have to worry about my funds when I started to get old. You know how worried I am? Wait, what are you talking about, Mom? If you didn't ask me for your tuition for your freshman or sophomore years of college, then I would have been able to just add that to the inheritance that your father left behind for me. Then, I would have been able to live a much more comfortable life after I retired and got old. Wait, hang on. You're saying that I'm at fault for you using your husband's inheritance like it was nothing? I think that speaks way more to your character flaws than mine. Maybe if you had actually planned to use of your money more carefully, you would still have more money. What? How dare you speak to your mother like that? This is exactly why I hate people like you. You aren't thankful at all for someone who raised you, even when they didn't want you to begin with. Ruru is so much kinder to his mother than you are and takes much greater care of her. Okay, Mom. Whatever. You're telling me that you're not interested in talking to my fiancé, right? You're not even going to say hello? Yeah, nope. Not interested. I'm not interested in some broke girl and some random man she picked up off the street getting married. You seriously are such a pain in the butt. The least you could have done as a daughter is to find some fine young man with a lot of money so that you could help me live comfortably. If you want to live so comfortably, which I know actually means more lavishly, Why don't you just go find a place to work yourself, Mom? And do you mind explaining to me why the hell I have to work for myself when I've worked so hard raising you? I put my heart and soul into raising you and your brother, so it's only common sense for you and your younger brother to be taking care of me once I'm too old to take care of myself. Do you really believe in any of that crap that you're saying right now? I mean, seriously? Yeah, you're my kids. It's totally common sense that as kids you have to come back and take care of your parents. Honestly though, you don't have to come back at all. You just go ahead and send me money consistently. I'm gonna be living with Ruru since he's actually smart and kind, unlike you. Wait, you're going to live with Roy? Yeah, I'm gonna sell the house that we live in now, and I'm gonna be moving over to the big apartment that Ruru lives in. I've always wanted to live with Ruru, so I think it all works out for the best. I'll tell you what, I'll let everything go if you just send me, let's say, $1,000 a month. What are you talking about, let everything go? What do you need to let go? And what? $1,000 a month? I'm saying I don't care about anything as long as you just pay me my $1,000 a month. It's not like I want to ever live with someone like you anyway, so don't worry about it. Honestly, all you need to do is just pay me, okay? Just as a thank you for me and everything I've done for you. Are we done here now? I'm gonna be going out with Ruru now, so yeah. Yeah, I think both of us have decided that there is almost no point in us waiting here at all. To be honest, I don't think there's any point in us seeing you even if you did show up, so we're gonna leave too.
Hey sis, I heard you came by yesterday to introduce your fiancé, right? I'm so sorry. I didn't know anything about it. She told me something about it, and I told her to go home immediately. Of course, you know, Mom being Mom, she wouldn't listen to me at all. I told her as best I could to at least go say hi to your fiancé, but I'm sorry. I really didn't know.
Oh, it's okay, Roy. I know you didn't know. I'm used to this at this point, and I don't ever blame you for her shenanigans. Besides, I know she's been bothering you too. She probably just went to your house out of the blue and knocked on your door without ever telling you she was going, right?
Yeah, how did you know? I was seriously surprised when she was knocking at my door. And here's the kicker too. She somehow had a spare key to my house. Can you believe that crap, sis?
A spare key?
Yeah, my girlfriend was staying over at my house from the day before yesterday too. We were supposed to relax and watch movies at my place over the weekend, but of course, once Mom showed up, all of those plans got thrown out the window too.
Wait, you're telling me that your girlfriend was staying over at your place and Mom decided that she would just show up herself and stay?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe the look my girlfriend gave me when we heard her open the door with her spare key. Both of us had goosebumps. We were so scared.
What the hell?
Yeah, well, apparently she decided that she would help herself to my spare key when she came over to my house before, so yeah.
Wait, was your girlfriend okay? I know that she was pretty much very unaccepting of any and all women that ever came close to you, right? She just didn't like them being near you at all.
Yeah, she was trying to say something about her as an added bonus to breaking into my house. So you know I told her to leave real quick. You have no idea how much I had to apologize after that.
Well then, I guess you could say that both ends of that stick were pretty shitty, huh?
You know, I've been wanting to ask you, but don't you think that she's kind of leveled up after Dad passed away?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, but you realize that she told me the other day when she ghosted me that she wanted me to pay her $1,000 a month, right? Just like a gesture of good faith for raising us.
Wait, what? Why would you do that?
Well, according to her plans going forward in life, she's going to be selling the house that she lives in right now, and she's going to be moving herself into your apartment. She's going to have her adorable, amazing son, you, take care of her when she gets too old to take care of herself. Oh, and she wants me to fund all of this by sending her at least $1,000 a month.
Wait, hold on. Live in my house? I didn't hear anything about that. What the hell? I cannot have her live in the same house as me.
Yeah, I kind of figured you didn't know about it when she said that. I'm sure she was just saying that because she felt like she wanted to brag about how swell you two are to me, but I really didn't expect myself to be spot on about my hunch.
I'm going to be coming up on my lease expiration date for my apartment real soon. I was actually considering that after the lease ends, I would move in with my girlfriend. I definitely don't want her to get in the way of my life either. And what the hell is she talking about? Me taking care of her. She's gotta have the money that Dad left behind, right? I'm sure that's more than enough for her to live comfortably.
Oh, she's already spent most of that money already. I'm pretty sure she's coming up on being bankrupt soon.
Wait, what? But there's so much money in Dad's inheritance, right? And she even told us that we needed to not expect any kind of inheritance either, just so that she could take on all the inheritance. She kept all that to herself.
Oh, come on, Roy. You really think the woman has any kind of idea how to spend money responsibly?
I mean...
Honestly, she keeps talking about how much we owe her or how much I should want to repay her for everything that she's ever done for me, but I don't feel like I owe her anything. I really feel like I've done more than enough to repay her for whatever she's done.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You know that recently she figured out how to use my credit card information online, right? She's been doing a shopping spree on Amazon. It's literally insane.
Wait, you too?
Oh, so she's been using your card too? Oh my god, that woman's shame knows no bounds.
Yeah, when I went back to our parents' house because it was our dad's day of passing, I'm like 99% sure that she probably looked at my credit card information when I wasn't looking and copied it down somewhere on her notepad.
You've gotta be kidding me.
You know what she said when I asked her to stop? She started complaining. She said that you've already forgot all of the money that I've spent on you growing up. When I think about the fact that I have to be family with her for the rest of my life, I'm not sure that I can keep up. That was probably one of the moments where I was almost sure that I would have to completely cut ties with her.
Oh, trust me, you're not the only one. I've been thinking about it every day. She keeps bringing me her damned apple pie, too. I don't even really love that apple pie, and it's mediocre at best. And it's always massive, at least make the pie a reasonable size, you know? There's no way I finish eating that in time. It's really kind, but at the same time, you're just being annoying. I'll have to think of something to deal with her too.
Oh yeah, kinda switching topics real quick, but would it be alright if I go ahead and send you the wedding invitations?
Oh, you guys have already picked out a venue?
Yeah, we kinda just went with it and chose it yesterday.
Hey, so about that, would it be alright if I take my girlfriend to your wedding as well? It would be really cool.
I mean, hey, if she's interested in going, then yeah, by all means. Please bring her along too. But are you sure she's okay with it?
She works in the same company as me. She's in the secretarial department, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay then, sure. I'll send out my wedding invitations for you too, okay? Be sure to hand her hers too.
Thanks, sis.
Oh, and about both of our families meeting up with each other to get to know each other, I'll let you know when we decide on a date for everyone to be able to say hi. I'm pretty sure Mom won't ever make the time of day to come say hi, but...
Yeah, you're probably right. I'll be saying hi to them on behalf of your mom and dad, alright? If that's cool with you anyway.
Yeah, you have no idea how great it is to have a younger brother who knows how to handle himself. You're a lifesaver. Thank you. Alright, I'll message you again when everything is set in stone. Go ahead and let your girlfriend know too. You realize that I'm literally your mother. How dare you? You chased your own mother out of your wedding? I did not raise my daughter to be this kind of terrible person. What were you thinking? No. I want you to tell me what the hell you were thinking, Mom. Are you being serious right now? You showed up to your own daughter's wedding in funeral attire. What are you smoking? Oh, come on. It was perfect for this sort of wedding, don't you think? I think I outdid myself. That terrible wedding with no taste or any kind of class at all. Did you see how puny it was? I would be so out of place wearing a very nice dress. Chic funeral garb is more than appropriate for a tiny little wedding like that. I really cannot believe the audacity that you have wearing funeral attire to a wedding. You need to stop this right now. That's why I said you need to leave the wedding immediately. You're seriously one of the most rotten people that I know. How could you chase your own mother out of your wedding? You come back and you open these doors to the wedding right this minute. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be letting you take any part of this wedding in that funeral outfit. Oh my gosh, did you not hear what I said? This tiny little puny wedding, it doesn't matter what I wear, it's all the same. This is a great wedding venue, and a great wedding is currently taking place right now. There are almost no guests that showed up to your wedding as well. I don't think I saw more than 20 people. I don't think you can look forward to many people being at your baby shower and giving you gifts. Are you some kind of stupid? The whole point of these weddings is to invite as many people as you can that have nothing to do with anything and make sure that you are able to make up your losses with gifts. Oh please, like you're ever going to be coming here and gifting us anything? You have no intention of celebrating our wedding. Well, yeah. I'm your mother. I should be able to do everything with you for free, don't you understand? I'm actually at a loss for words. You're gonna suddenly start acting like you're some fancy mother that loves her daughter when you didn't even come to the family meeting. And besides, we haven't even invited people except people who are actually relatives in our families. There are no extra guests at this wedding. You realize the endless list of people we would have to invite if we started inviting people who aren't relatives? You need to invite more than enough people to make up your losses. Now, you're barely going to be able to make up like half the amount because you didn't invite any extras. I was actually planning on taking all of the extra earnings that you made, and you've gone and ruined it. Wait, what? You were going to take all of it? What the hell are you talking about? I mean, look at the size of the wedding venue. It's so tiny and I'm sure it's super cheap too. Honestly, it's just screaming budget friendly, and I mistook it for a funeral. Funeral attire is perfect for this. You really don't know who my husband is, do you? Huh? I mean, yeah, how would you know? It's not like you came to the family meeting like I asked you to. Then, you would have known. Actually, come to think of it, you didn't even take the time out of your day to come say hi to him before that. It's just your stupid boyfriend from high school, right? Your classmate or something. Yeah, he is my high school sweetheart, you're right, but you know something else? I never said anything about him being from the same school as me. That was something that you just kept saying. What? What are you talking about, Linda? Yeah, when I was going to after-school tutoring because Dad suggested that I go for college entrance exams, I met someone who was in the same grade as me. He's actually from a different high school. Yeah, I don't really care. These details are all unimportant. No matter, that man only holds a wedding this tiny, which means that he's also tiny in more ways than one. He's absolutely poor, without a doubt. Okay, I guess you're right, Mom, if that's what your definition of poor is. But to me, the heir to a giant corporation is not even close to the definition of poor. Wait, what? The heir to a giant corporation? Yeah, he's the son of a giant corporation's president. He works there as the runner-up for the next president. You know that really big company that your Ruru works at? Wait, he's the boss of Ruru? That's what I meant by there is literally no end to all of this when we start inviting people that aren't relatives. We made sure it was only relatives at this wedding. Wait, hang on just a second. What are you talking about, Ruru's boss? What the hell are you talking about? Okay, do you understand that your son works at a really big corporation? Well, the president of that really big corporation is going to be my father-in-law. Are you starting to get the picture? The next president is my husband. And if you look at the chain of command, my husband is Roy's boss. They actually work together in the same department. They're very familiar with each other. You've got to be kidding me right now, right? At first, I thought it was just a joke, too, but eventually I believed him. Who would have thunk that my own younger brother's boss would be my boyfriend? So you're telling me that your husband is really the heir to a giant corporation? Yeah, but you know, I guess the heir to that corporation, your son's boss, is just a regular broke hobo. to me. I think that this man is incredible and hardworking. Not many people can achieve what he has. Wait, hang on a second. So you're telling me that you have successfully married into a lot of money? I mean, yeah, I guess most people would say that, but I don't know about you. Oh my god, what an incredible daughter I have! I'm so proud of you, sweetie! Now my life is gonna be secured and safe too! Hang on though, Mom. I'm sorry to break this news to you like this, but I'm gonna be cutting all ties with you. What did you just say to me? I know that you want to use my position as the wife of an heir and Roy working as his high corporate job so that you just get to do nothing and funnel all that sweet, sweet money my way. But I'm not gonna let that fly. I'm sorry, but no. That's why we're both going to be cutting all ties with you. You will not be family with us anymore. Wait, what do you mean both? Anyway, I've got to go now because the wedding's about to start. I don't have time for you. Wait, you just hang on a second, young lady. Oh, by the way, I've already told the wedding staff that they shouldn't let you back into the wedding venue and that they know all about you, so yeah. You're not going to be getting back into the wedding, no exceptions at all. I don't think it matters how much money you pay to who, you're not going to be able to find your way back in here. How could you possibly have a wedding where you don't even have the bride's parents attending? It's alright, I don't have my parents, but I have a very kind and strong younger brother. You hang on! You need to answer your damn phone, young lady! Stop ignoring me! What the hell is going on? I'm about to go on my honeymoon soon. You know that, right? I don't have time. Who the hell do you think you're talking to right now? You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say that you should be asking yourself that same exact question. I don't care about your stupid quips. I need to know where the hell Ruru is. Roy isn't around? I went to Roy's apartment and tried to let myself in as usual, but I couldn't get in. So I asked the security and they said that Roy didn't renew his lease. Yeah, that's because Roy has already moved out. What the hell did you just say? Yeah, he moved the day before the wedding ceremony. He didn't tell you? You remember that girlfriend that he brought to the wedding? Yeah, he moved with her. He says that he's gonna be living with her now. And he didn't like his old apartment because, you know, it was meant for someone who was single. So he said that he was gonna find a bigger place with enough space for the two people. Why the hell wasn't I informed about any of this? What in God's name is going on? I told you that both of us are gonna cut ties. In case you didn't know, by both of us, I meant Roy and I. You're lying. I know you're lying. If he tells you where he lives now, you're gonna suddenly show up at his house unannounced on the weekend and he won't be able to actually relax on his days off. You start leaving behind giant apple pies that he doesn't even want to begin with. And the best part is that you take out the spare key without asking. You even use his credit card without asking him at all, and he kept asking you to stop. He said something along the lines of, when she's around, she literally drains the soul and freedom from me. What is wrong with a concerned mother going to check in on her son? That's a totally normal thing to do. Yeah, you know that both Roy and I aren't exactly ages where you should be referring to us with baby names, right? You're just using your status as ex-mom, to try to get closer to Roy and I so that you can try to gather as many resources as you can, right? Are you not ashamed or embarrassed that you're using your own child's credit card to buy crap online? And my gosh, the things you're buying. I'm letting him repay me. Yeah, I think both of us have done plenty of that. We're both going to stop being your children now. Sorry, we're both out. Lucky for you, you haven't sold your house yet, I hope, and you're still at a good age to where you can work. I know you have more than enough energy to flip some burgers, right? You are giving the wedding doors a good kicking. You should just work hard so that you can earn your own money for your own food. You know all that money that Dad left behind that you used up in the blink of an eye? The important inheritance that you kept to yourself? Take this as your chance to really find out how much time and effort Dad put into his job to earn all of that money. Then, maybe you'll actually find an appreciation for hard work. I don't want to start working now. I don't want to live a life that's so poor and boring and mundane. I want to live a lavish life. You know, I don't know about living a boring life and being poor, but I think that's totally up to you. If you decide to work, then you can probably get a good amount of money saved up. Ruru should be living with me, his mother, his flesh and blood, not some random woman that he picked up off the side of the street. I'm special, not her. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. I actually spoke to her before the wedding. She works over at the secretarial department in a massive corporation. I'm pretty sure she's a clever woman and she's very worthy of Roy. They're good for each other. Secretarial department? Yeah, they apparently met at the company. I don't work in the same company as my husband, so I really felt a little jealous about the whole thing. You should hear the story about how they met and started dating. Oh well, it doesn't matter because I don't work anymore. I retired and I'm going to be a stay-at-home wife. Wait, so you're telling me that Ruru's girlfriend also works at a giant corporation like he does? That means that she must be making a really good amount of money, right? Oh, here we go again. Are you trying to get more money? I was planning on living with Ruru for the rest of my life, but, you know, now that I think about it, I guess I'm okay with living with them. I need them to get married so that all three of us can live together and they can fund me. Yeah, that's not happening. I spoke to Roy, and Roy has zero interest in ever living with you from now on. I don't know where you got that idea. Also, I'm pretty sure that he's definitely not going to be telling you about him getting married, if they get married. What? Why the hell not? I mean, why would he? You literally showed up at my wedding in funeral attire, and then didn't regret it. I mean, I'll let you in on a secret. I really didn't like that. I found it hurtful. It seems like you were never interested in my wedding anyway. Not that I'm really surprised by that. To be honest, it's not like you were ever interested in me as a human being either. Don't worry though, I'll let you go, Mom. You can feel free to do as you like without forcing yourself near me. I'm not going to be forcing myself to have to spend time around you when all you do is be toxic around me. Now you just hang on a second. You know, Roy and I are actually incredibly thankful that you have given birth to us. Thank you for going through a painful labor to bring us into this world. But I think that from here on out, we all need to just go on our ways. Well, you specifically need to go on your way, and we'll go on our own way, together. I think that's just what's best for all of us right now. So let's just end it right here. Hang on just a second. Okay, I have a great idea. I'm okay with living with you for the rest of my life too. I'll sell the house that Dad left behind for me so that I have a little bit of money. Then I can live with you and your husband. I'll even take great care of the grandkids too. If you ever have kids, I swear, I'll babysit them. Yeah, I'm gonna say no thanks. No, I can't have you turn me down.
I want you to keep living life alone from now on, Mom. Understand that this is what happens when you push people away.
You've already stopped all of my credit cards too? Why would you do such a thing? Whose money am I supposed to spend from now on if I want a new bag? Your own money? I am telling you, I don't want to work. Oh my gosh, you're such an idiot. You know, if you weren't so picky about where you want to work, there's plenty of places hiring. And besides, with how much energy you have, I don't think you'll ever get sick or too tired from working. You've got a lot of kick, I'll tell ya. Linda, I need you to keep talking to me because this is where you really need to take care of your parents. Oh crap, I think it's my boarding call. I gotta go now, so I guess this is my goodbye. Wait, just hang on a second. Are you just going to abandon your mother like that? How dare you! I can't get in touch with Ruru at all. I keep messaging and calling him and he just won't answer. You managed to marry into so much money, and I don't get to see any of that money? I don't want this. I don't like this at all. I don't want to be thrown away by my own son and daughter. Both Roy and I blocked every single point of contact that we could think of and proceeded to delete her information from our contact list. We were sure to block her on every outlet and every piece of social media that we could think of. Apparently, Mom did just randomly show up at the company that my younger brother and my husband work at, but, you know, it's a giant company. The security there was incredibly tight and they managed to catch her early. They had her politely escorted back out of the building to go home. At the moment, my mother is working hard, trying to find where we live. She needed money to exist, so she's apparently working at a supermarket near the house she lives at. She's always complaining to her coworkers about how she shouldn't be working at her age. All of the other coworkers who are younger than her don't like her. They're all avoiding her because they know that she's a toxic woman and the bosses are constantly chewing her out for her poor performance at work.
Hey, Sandra. I'm asking you to give it up acting like you can live such a sloppy life as that. You had the lights in your room on all night long. Huh? This whole week, you've been in your room all day and we'll be awake all night long with the lights on until 3 in the morning. Staying up that late every single night not doing anything is sloppy. You are too old now to be living the life of a night owl. Now, you stop locking yourself in that room all the time and get your crap together and start living like an adult. You're telling me that this whole week you've been waking up at 3 in the morning to look at my room? I have not just been waking up only to look at your room, you idiot. I've just been coming to see what's going on with you, all right? Huh? What's going on with me? I need to make sure that you are changing into a proper adult, and that requires me checking up on you to see if you're getting your sleep or not. But you've always been in your room with the lights on. And whenever you do come out of there during the day, I take a look in there and see the room is a complete mess. I'm asking you right now to give that terrible life up and go find a proper job that will get you out of this house. But I've told you before that I am working a job right now. I've explained to you so many times now what it means to be a remote worker and that I can work from my bedroom. What do you mean, remote worker? All you do is sit on that laptop making minimum wage every day. Do you get it? That kind of work isn't work at all. All you're doing is sitting in your room all day long doing absolutely nothing. Not again with you saying that about me. If you can't understand the work I do, then that's fine. Just leave me alone and let me get my work done that needs to get done, please. I am not going to let you sit in that room rotting away. You have to become a responsible adult at some point. Your mom and dad aren't going to be there to help you along forever, right? If they pass away and you're still not able to care for yourself, then that means I'll be the one forced to step in and care for you. I do not want a life like that, so that's why I'm trying to help you out now. I am telling you right now that things won't end up that way, so you can relax now. I don't even plan on having you guys help me out at all in the future, just like things are now. I'm sure you're just saying that. I'm going to make sure that you end up as a proper adult if it's the last thing I have to do. I want you out in the real world working a real job, or so help me. So this won't be the last time I comment on your lifestyle right now, and the comments won't stop coming until you become an adult. Can you guys please stop all of this, Bart? I am tired of having your wife come at me all the time about the life I'm living right now. All of the comments are completely unwanted, and I just want to live life the way I like it. This is Mom and Dad's house as well, so she has no reason to be complaining like that.
You have to be kidding. She's getting on you again? What happened this time?
Normally, I'm to bed pretty early when it comes to my average week. But this week, I've been up until 3 in the morning getting some work done that desperately needs to be finished. However, she's now commenting on that, saying I shouldn't be such a night owl at my age. And she started calling my lifestyle sloppy and my room a mess.
What?
I've been keeping a lot of what she's been doing quiet from you, but I have to tell you now. Did you know that when I'll go out of the house from time to time, she'll watch me from the second-story window? She watches me as I leave the yard and will be watching me as I walk back in. And once I'm back inside, she'll tell me that if I'm going to the store to buy things for myself there, I should also try picking up some shifts there. And she'll say so to me like such a smart aleck.
Really?
And recently, she's been telling all the neighbors about how I'm some sort of shut-in who never leaves her bedroom. Because of that, whenever I go and take the trash out, they all give me cold stares. I think I've had enough of this, Bart.
Never thought she'd be taking all that so far. I'm so sorry, Sandra. I've been trying so hard to explain to Jane the kind of work you do for a living, but she never wants to listen to me about it.
Today, she told me that I'll probably make minimum wage with the work I'm doing now. I thought in this day and age it was a totally normal thing to work remotely, right? Yet, how could someone her age be so against believing in what it is?
I think things like remote work are only done by those that live in cities or more heavily populated areas. I'm thinking she doesn't understand how you're able to work remotely when we live in such a small countryside town. So that's led to her thinking that you're nothing more than a shut-in.
Wait. It's because we live all the way out here that I'm working remotely. We live in the 21st century now, where almost everyone has access to the internet, making it possible for me to work all the way out here.
I've tried to explain that to her. And I'll let her know that you're making enough money right now that you wouldn't have to worry about finances even if you lived on your own. She said to me that since you're still living in the same house as Mum and Dad, you can't possibly be making that much. And that's why she's so hell-bent on believing that you're making minimum wage or perhaps less.
So she probably thinks I'm only making a couple $100 a month then. Which is strange since I'm making over $10,000 every month right now.
I don't want to go telling her how much you're making, because that might only make things worse. But maybe now it would be the right thing to do, huh?
I'm sure no matter what we tell Jane, she's not going to believe us. She'd probably think it's all a lie right away, since nobody who lives out here is making $200,000 a year.
I'm sure that's true.
I think at this point, no matter what she's told, she's just going to continue calling me a shut-in. She wants to look like the perfect new wife in town to everyone. That's why she started lying to the neighbors about me now, right? She wants people thinking that she's so amazing as your wife that she's even willing to try and help me become an adult in her eyes.
I'm so sorry about what Jane's doing.
I don't really want you apologizing to me for what she's doing, Bart. Just from now on, I'd like for her to stop getting in the way of me and my work. It's because of her and her actions towards me that I've been having trouble focusing, and it's begun to set me back.
All right. I'll tell her to stay away from your room from now on, okay?
How's it going, Sandra? I'm sure you've noticed that your room is looking a whole lot better than it did before, right? Are you going to tell me that you've gone into my room again without my permission? Well, for a while now, I've been interested in that room of yours. I've been told by both your parents and by Bart now to not go near your room anymore. But when it comes to a shut-in like you in your room, it's like a pig in its sty in there. So I thought as your brother's wife, I should clean it up a little for you. If I'm not asking you to go in there, then please refrain from going near my room. Also, where are my things right now? I think you went past the point of just cleaning up my room, as there's literally nothing in here now. Anything that I thought I could make a little money off of, I sold. What? You sold it all? You even sold the laptop that was on my desk in here? Well, that thing being in your room was the main reason you'd never get out of there and get a job. So I took that useless piece of garbage and made some money off it. Now you'll finally be forced to leave your room and go out to find a real job. You have to be lying to me. Why the hell would you sell my work laptop like that? Also, I was told something by your mom. You are living in here with both your parents still, yet you never pay for rent or anything. Being the age you are now, it's not okay to take advantage of your parents like that. So I took all that money I made off your things and handed it to your parents as rent for all the years you've spent living here. There is no frickin' way all of this is happening to me. What the hell is wrong with you, Jane? You were told by everyone in this house to specifically not come near my room. And what's worse than you not even listening to anyone is the fact that you sold all of my things for work. I've had enough of this, all right? Huh? What things for work of yours did I sell? That laptop was only being used for gaming, and I know it, you lost cause of a shut-in. I told you, I'm not just some shut-in. How many more times am I going to have to tell you that? I've even given you my business card explaining to you who I am and what my job description is. If you still can't find a way to believe me even after I've shown you, then how about you give my company a call and ask? Then you could find out if I'm really working a so-called real job or not. There is nothing in it for me to waste my time calling them. And let's be honest, you really think someone like you is going to be working for a company based in New York City? And working remotely in this town? Oh, I don't even have any friends out here that believe you can work remotely in this town. Well, your friends had all better start believing it because I really am working remotely for that company. I was able to make it into a company like that because I gave it my all in school and worked for years to get into a position that allowed me to work from home. And for a while now, I've been living a happy life at home with my parents making lots of money working from my room. But now it's all been ruined by some know-it-all witch. I am not going to forgive you for any of this. Why are you getting so upset with me? You can't be getting that upset with me just because I sold your favorite gaming laptop. I guess this goes to show that you really were doing nothing but gaming while hiding away in that room. Huh? Let me keep telling you that no matter how much you cry and whine, this was all your fault because you never grew up and got a job. I'm totally in the right for selling all your things in order to pay your parents back. Well, then I'm selling this house. I cannot stand having you living in the same house as me. If you really cannot stand living with me to the point you'll sell all my things, then I'll take this one step further and sell the place. But when that happens, good luck to you and my brother because you won't have a place to live anymore. Now get all your things together and get out of here. Huh? What are you going on about now? You want to sell this house? You don't have any right to sell your parents' house. Don't you dare start saying such baseless crap just because you're upset with me. I do have the right to sell this place, though. This house is my house, after all. If anything, not even my parents have the right to sell this place. What? This house is yours, Sandra? When talking to my parents about moving back in with them, we decided to have a larger house built that would be more open for all of us. And when having this house built, I was the one to pay for it all. Yet after handing away all my money for a house like this and having my name on it, why do I have to be the one treated like crap by someone I let stay here? If this is how things are going to be, Jane, then this whole house is going away, and I'll move somewhere else. Wait a second there. What the hell have you been going on about? Seriously. You said that this house is yours and that you paid for this whole house to be built? A shut-in should never have the ability to do something like that. That's why I've been telling you that I am not some shut-in. I am a woman making $200,000 a year. I make all that money just by sitting on my computer and working from home all day. And living out in the countryside means that someone like me making that kind of money can go all out building a house because the land and everything is cheaper. What? You're making $200,000 a year? Sandra, you're really making that much? You have heard about everything from my brother already. He told you that I'm making enough where if I lived on my own, I'd never have to worry about money. Yet you chose to think that I was only making a couple grand a year when really I'm making over $10,000 a month. And with a bonus added to that each year, I'm at $200,000. That's a lie. Living all the way out here, there's no way you're making that much. I knew that you'd never come around to believing me. Even now. But this is all the truth, and you'd better start understanding that right now. If you are still finding it so hard to believe me, then give that company a call that's on my business card. You can talk with them about all the work I'm doing and about how I'm working remotely right now, and about the kind of money I'm making in my position currently. But there's no way. At the start, I had planned on buying an older house and renovating it for my parents and I to move into. But then my brother heard about it and asked if you both could move in with us. So to make things better, I just had that older house torn down and had a brand new house built. What? My brother was fine moving into the renovated house with us before, but you wanted a larger place. Somewhere you could have kids and not have to worry about rooms and all that stuff. So you told him the only way you'd come back with him to live with his parents again was if there was a larger house involved. So there you go. That's why this brand new house was built using all my money. You had said that to him before, right? You wanted a larger house to live in if you were going to be moving in with his parents? Bart came to us instead of you, though, asking that we have a brand new house built, all so that you'd be allowed to move back in with my mom and dad. He explained to us that you guys didn't have the money either to help out with the new house, but said that by being with us, it would help out come time for you to have kids. He really wanted for you to be happy moving in with his parents, and this was the only way that could happen. But my parents and I accepted what he had said and changed the plans of renovating the house into building a brand new one. All because you wanted that. My parents were excited about the future where they could live with their grandkids, and I was happy to have you guys around with whatever cute kids you'd have. But back then I never thought that you'd be such a monster and subject me to so much hell while living in my house. Wait. This whole time, who did you think was paying for such a house as this? It couldn't have been my brother, and my parents don't have the money for it, so it's been me this whole time. That's why when you asked my mom if I was paying her any rent to stay here, she said no. I'm the one paying for everyone to live here. I made an agreement with my parents that if I were to pay for the place by myself, then I'd get to make the rules and not have to owe anything to anyone. So now, why do I have to have all my things sold and that money handed over to my parents as rent? No, wait, that was... The only reason I haven't made my brother pay for anything is because I'm a really nice little sister. I knew that you both had been thinking about kids, and I wanted you guys to save up for the future with them. So to save you guys, especially you, from being so stressed out, I told your husband no thank you when he offered to pay a part of the bills. Is that so? Yet even after all of this, I have the one woman I've been so nice to calling me a shut-in. You called me a lost cause as well, right? Even though I'm the one working as the breadwinner in this whole dang house? Everyone's even tried explaining my situation to you, but you just ignore all of that, instead telling the neighbors that I'm some sort of freeloading loser. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to finally reach my boiling point. Wait, Sandra. Now I'd like for you to get all your things together and start preparing for when you have to leave this house. But if you want some advice from me, maybe selling it all and using that money for a new house is a better idea. You already know how to sell things so easily, so you should be able to make some money off of all your things, no problem. So hurry it up, witch.
I'm so sorry, Sandra. I already heard about what's going on from Jane. I never thought things like this would turn out so bad for us. I promise that I will pay you back for all of those things of yours she sold. Jane has been saving up some money for a little while now, so I'll be using that money to pay you back. So please do not get too worked up over this.
Then I'll definitely be taking that money from you, but as for things with her, I just couldn't handle them anymore, so I'm going to ask that the both of you still move out of this house. I've already talked with Mom and Dad about my decision, and I am having this house sold.
What? You just had this place built not too long ago.
This is all because Jane went all around the neighborhood saying that I'm a shut-in and that I'm a lost cause. Even Mom and Dad have to deal with the embarrassment of all those lies now, so we have to get out of here. Especially now that they know the truth about how Jane had been lying and are now calling Mom and Dad idiots for letting something like that happen here.
Is that so?
Of course, I'm bringing Mom and Dad along with me to the new house I plan to buy, so don't worry about what'll happen to them. As of right now, they're both working hard to make sure we have a place to move into here really soon. They would like to live in a large apartment this next time around. Even possibly a condo or something if we really like to. They're going over all of that right now with the realtor.
I'll see. If both you and Mum and Dad are okay with moving out, then I can't say anything against it.
I'm sure having to deal with Jane after this, by yourself, is going to be a real pain, but do your best not to go insane.
Sure. I'll try my best with her. Actually, this is the perfect time for me to bring up a divorce to her. I plan to make her responsible for all that's happened, as she is, and then get her kicked out of this family.
What? You plan to get a divorce now, Bart?
Actually, it's because of her that there's been some trouble for me at work. I've kept this all of a secret from you, but I'm actually at my limits with her as well. I'm going to use you being upset with her as cover. Make that my get out plan from this marriage.
She's caused trouble for you at work as well? What the hell did she do to you there?
When things have calmed down a bit, I'll tell you. For right now, I need to get to kicking her out of this house. I plan to be out of this house myself sometime this week. So she needs to get out.
What am I going to do, Sandra? I was just told by Bart that he wants to get a divorce. He told me he can't stand me anymore. He said that I've gone and ruined things for his family and for his career, so he doesn't need me anymore. I heard from him that you went and did something to cause him some trouble at work. I didn't do anything to him, though. I was just being his wife and was trying to get close with all of the people in the neighborhood. And, well, while talking to them, I started to talk about the kind of work that he's been up to. But how does me just saying a few things about his work land me in the position of getting a divorce? Well, you had to have done something pretty bad for him to want a divorce, right? How the hell did you talk about his work that led to there being trouble for him? I just said that my husband happens to be a hairstylist. I said that he studied at a school in New York City and then moved back to this town to work. So I asked all those people to please go and give him a try and see how well he does. I said that if they gave him my name and said that I sent them, he'd do all sorts of things for them. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. Telling them that they'd receive all kinds of things from him without even asking him first? Huh? What's so wrong with me doing something like that? I was trying to be a good wife by giving him a lot of customers and making friends. And when it comes to Bart, he's so good that he's even able to cut your dad's hair. When it comes to cutting hair, I think he needs to be better than just cutting my dad's hair. My dad barely has any in the first place, so I think you're overestimating Bart a little too much. And using that as your reasoning for Bart treating those people to extra things is just not okay. But... From what I've heard, Bart has had to give around 100 free haircuts to people from all over town because of you. You think him losing that much money is something you can call supporting him? What? I didn't know that. That is all because you said he'd give them some special things if they said that you were the one that recommended them. Some of the customers were so upset with him that if he wasn't going to give them a haircut for free, they'd report him for scamming them. Bart has said that pretty much everyone in town got a free haircut from him and that there will only be more people coming. All because of that, your husband hasn't been making any money now. And worse than that, this has caused a lot of people to lose faith in him. No way! And if you didn't think your causing troubles for him at work wasn't enough, don't forget about what you've done to me. After having labeled me as a shut-in and doubted my work for so long, Bart has been trying to get the both of you out of here. He's been trying to save up for a place the both of you can enjoy, but you've gone and ruined most of his business, and now he doesn't have the money to. And just recently, you went and took all of the things out of my room and sold them, including the things I use for work. I think it's fair to say that you had this coming, and him wanting a divorce is totally warranted. I was just trying to be a good wife. I wanted to make sure that your parents loved me as well since I've been living with them. I wanted to get their shut-in daughter to find a job, and I wanted to support my husband's business. And I wanted everyone in this town to know who I am and what I stood for. Well, then go and ask all those people you've been trying to gain respect from what they really think of you. Ask them if it was really okay to call your sister-in-law a shut-in and lost cause when she's making $200,000 a year. And ask if it was the right decision to sell all my things and give the money to my parents as rent. And don't forget to ask them if it was right to ruin your husband's business in order to get everyone free haircuts. I really want you to ask them all if they think what you've been doing has made you a great wife. But that's... I can see that you really want to become a great wife for my family, but everything you've done so far has been a total miss. And you're making fun of your sister-in-law over something you couldn't comprehend has turned you into a monster. I get that life is so hard for you when you get to move into a house for free and not work a job, but try a little harder next time thinking about what the hell you're doing to everyone around you before acting. But I want everyone to see me as the good wife I really am. I don't have a whole lot of friends either, and I wanted to make plenty here. If that's really what you wanted, then next time don't ruin other people's lives for it. Now I hope you enjoy the next stage of your life as a wife that's coming. Goodbye. Jane started to really freak out about what was going to happen to her and started asking those in the neighborhood to help her. But when they said that she lied about all the service her husband would offer them, they made sure she knew that they couldn't help her out. And so soon after that, the divorce between my brother and her happened. When I went and put up the house for sale, Jane's parents ended up coming to the open house to apologize for what their brainless daughter had done, before saying they'd buy the house from me. They then moved into it with their daughter, but the whole time that they lived there, they scolded her about she never threw out the garbage, or about how she would never turn off any lights in the house, which always ended with them saying that it was no wonder Bart wanted to divorce her. After the divorce, my brother took advantage of being single again and started to put more time into his job. He would tell all of his customers that were sent to him by Jane that he would give them free service this time, but that the next time they came, they would have to pay. And would also apologize to them for the lies that Jane told them about the offer in the first place. And after about a month of having to do that, he started to have people showing up again for their second cut and paid him for his work and time. As for my parents and I, we ended up moving to a seaside town where we could be by sandy beach at all times. And the three of us are all enjoying this condo we bought while relaxing in the sun.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.